So I have come into possession, temporary possession, of a 1972 Selmer Mark VI tenor saxophone. This horn is in better playing condition than I anticipated. Uh, the pads look pretty good. I have not shined a light in it. The only thing I had to do was there was a couple sticky pads. If you're a saxophone player, you probably can guess which pads were sticking. It was the G sharp and the low C sharp. So I got some of this Campho-Phenique anti-itch liquid. This is a trick that I learned from a very popular online saxophone personality, Sax Logic, aka Nathan Graybeal, who learned it from a military band saxophone repairman. Campho-Phenique, pain and itch relief, antiseptic liquid. And you put it on pipe cleaners. I use Q-tips, and I got these pads unstuck. And it's, I got to tell you, so it's true. I haven't played a Mark VI it's been 16 years because I sold mine in 2009 during a period of financial crisis where I needed to liquidate something. And at that point, I had started playing Cannonball Musical Instruments saxophones. And I still play them, and shout out to Cannonball horns. Those instruments, the tenor played good enough that I felt like professionally I could let my Mark VI go and not suffer for it. These are legendary horns, kind of the Stradivarius. People call them the Stradivarius. I think some people call them that. I don't, in my opinion, it's not the only option. I think there's a lot of jazz purists who want to play what John Coltrane played. They want to play what Stan Getz played. I tell you, an unpopular opinion is that when I see people playing these old Mark VIs visually, it's not appealing to me. It's appealing to me because I know it's an old classic horn, but when I take my new horn out of the case, like other musicians compliment me and they say that's a nice finish, and then the civilians in the audience compliment me. And I don't remember getting those kind of compliments when I played the old Mark VI. Like I said, this one is a 1972. The one that I owned was a 1965. So anyway, when I say I've got this temporarily, it's a friend of mine, and he needs to sell it. So I'm going to help him sell it. I'm going to do better than I did last time. I sold mine on eBay, and I probably didn't ask enough. Prices for these things have gone through the roof. So I'm hoping my buddy can get some good money out of this horn. We'll see. I'm in contact with one of the shops in New York City. Haven't heard back yet, but they specialize in selling vintage saxophones, hoping they can get a good deal. This horn has a high F sharp key. My 1965 Selmer Mark VI did not have the high F sharp key, and I do like the high F sharp key. I'll just say that I like to be able to play a grace note. And normally I would play the F sharp one-on-one with that top, what do you call that, key. can't really, I suppose, is an awkward way to get a grace note, but I like a high F sharp key. And I didn't know that the Mark VI ever had those, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, isn't that funny? I was just talking about the finish of the horn, an unpopular opinion. When I see pictures of guys in a nice establishment wearing a nice suit or nice clothing, and they're playing this old beat up hobo looking horn. I'm a saxophone player. I should understand better than anyone else why that horn is cool. But I'm telling you, visually, I'm not crazy about it. And I remember even my first photo shoot with a saxophone, and I had that Selmer Mark VI. And I had a suit on, and I remember looking, and it was like the color of the clothing that I was wearing with this kind of muted dark caramel colored horn. I didn't like it. So I like when I see old photographs of John Coltrane or Stan Getz with shiny Mark VI. That's exciting to me when I see old pictures of Mark VIs when they were shiny. So leave a comment below. Tell me I'm not the only one who visually has an issue with older horns. Yeah, I always feel like these just look like old hobo horns, like a guy on a street playing a sax. This would be a better to play than probably a horn that costs a whole lot less that's like shiny looking. Anyway, is that shallow of me? My apologies to all the Mark VI players. And maybe I'm just kind of, I've been having to watch my attitude about some of these new players that are so like supersonic. Take a lot of work to get to that place of being a supersonic sax player. But man, all the Mark VI players are supersonic, it seems like. So, but I'm sad, I'm sad about selling my 1965. I'm going to tell you the story of when I bought it. I bought it in 1981. I was in college, and I bought it from this guy right here, Robert Culver. He wrote this book, Improvising Jazz Etudes. I was in San Jose, California, just a quick drive over the railroad tracks to Campbell, California, to this guy's house. I bought this horn from him. I tried it out. It smelled like cigarette smokes. He said, hey, it's not me. It's the gig I play. He says, every week I play at this club in Cupertino, and there's people smoking cigarettes. So it took a long time for that cigarette smoke to go away from the horn. But I tried it out, and I bought it from him, and then we talked shop for a while. He was a nice guy. And this book is pretty darn cool. I didn't realize it, he gave it to me. But looking at it now, I'm like, ooh, this is like, I want to play through this book. So it's jazz etudes, and then he leaves space for improvisation, where you play his line, and then you play your own, and then you come back to his line. If you could keep time. I remember he taught at the little music store in Campbell, California. And I went to his gig in Cupertino, me and a buddy from college. We didn't last, people were smoking cigarettes, and it was smoky in there. And that was back in the day when you could smoke in a bar. But my buddy and I went in there. We didn't last more than 5 minutes because they said, hey, do you guys have ID? And we were 19 years old. It's a 21 and older establishment. So I did get to hear him play. He's a good player. He was playing with an organ player and like a drum machine. Playing songs like that. Songs that old men play, right? He was an older cat. So, I was curious. I even just now looked up his obituary. I was trying to find out if he's still alive or what's up with Robert Culver. Robert Culver. See if you can find this book anywhere. Oh, I got to tell you, the nostalgic thing for me when I took this horn out to play it was the weight. There's a certain weight that it's lighter than this cannonball I've been playing. Cannonballs are kind of hefty horns. So it was nostalgic just feeling the weight of this instrument. And I don't know if I can describe the difference between the two horns or playing them. I did notice that I went up to an altissimo C, and that's not normally something I do, but the note came out okay. Well, it's breaking up now. Anyway, I've been thinking about my old Mark 6 because I've been listening to my first album, and I just posted a video recently on this YouTube channel. Look for the Infinity Visualizer. Infinity is the title of the track, and I did a visualizer. It's like a turntable thing or something. Yeah. And listen to that track. I go up to a high D and an altissimo D and an altissimo F. Those are not notes I normally play. And they came out really strong. And I tell you, I don't like it when I hear a player playing altissimo notes. And he's got a big fat sound. And then he goes up to the altissimo and they're like little skinny, squeaky sounds. I don't like that. And anyway, listen to Infinity and listen to me go to the high D and F with a big fat sound back in 1990 when I recorded that. What were you doing in 1990? Anyway, I'm getting to be an old man here, and I'm telling old man stories. So here's a beautiful hobo horn. Hope to get some good money from my friend selling it. Curious about this mouthpiece? I'm not a big gear guy, so I've been on this same mouthpiece since 2013. It's a Berg Larson hard rubber, SMS 100. I can't see it. 100 over 0. Berg Larson hard rubber. To tell you real quickly, if I was going to replace this mouthpiece, I'd try to find something similar. I'm very interested in the Ted Klum New London. It's supposed to be modeled after the Berg. And anyway, still playing the jazz saxophone. I'm working on it.